Good afternoon, everyone. Happy to see your faces again. This coronavirus has affected all aspects of our lives as amputees, especially female amputees. And you know, the constant news about the pandemic can feel never ending because it has not ended. So the challenges are ongoing. We're asked to share our experiences. And I just pray I don't get emotional because I'm speaking with a bit nostalgia. I want to share my experience, my personal experience, which represent the experience of a lot of women and girls who are amputees. This, and I would like to share them, maybe let me just share them in some points. Our physical and mental health has been affected by the pandemic. Sharing from my experience, both the lockdown process and at the beginning of the ease of the lockdown, that was when we realized, or when I realized the impact of this pandemic on myself. You know, just like Mama said, you have to stay at home. You have to stay in one place. When you are supposed to go for physiotherapy, the hospitals are no longer accessible. You are meant to stay at home. And if you are not careful, you start adding weight. And that affects your health in a way that no one even seemed to realize or know. The first day I went out, after the ease of the lockdown, I came back with blisters. I told you I'm sharing my experience because I want us to understand the challenges that you see. People just walk past you. You don't know what they are going through. People just smile. And that is why the society don't even know what we are going through. Came back with blisters that degenerated to wounds. Then where do I go? The hospitals are locked. Where do I go for physiotherapy? Everywhere is locked. The gyms where you can do some exercises are locked. You are left to do the little thing. So, access to health care was one of the worst. That is the physical pain. Personally, I experienced the worst kind of pain I've never experienced in my life during this period. Because I had to nose my wounds, that is number one. And you know how this can degenerate to your mental health, especially that there is limitation to human contacts, people you can meet and talk with, people who on a good day would have encouraged you. You can no longer talk with them. So it affected us also, our mental health. Yes. Then one other thing which is also related to the health is mobility. The mobility for an amputee is different from any other person in the community. Only few people can afford an expensive wheelchair like this, but you can have options, but not for a prosthetics. You cannot get a prosthetic which is less than $1 million, you know, for some of us who are lower limbs amputees. After the ease of the lockdown, I couldn't wear my prosthetics again because of the pain, because of the wounds and everything. I had to opt for another prosthetic, which I did not plan for, and which cost millions of naira, thanks to the fact that I could afford that at that point. But there are other ladies, a lot of ladies, who cannot even have access to this, and who have been benched, who have been relegated to their bedrooms because they cannot come out to face the public anymore because there is no mobility. Another issue is the economic and the source of livelihood. A lot of us, even myself, I'm self-employed. And who needed a lawyer during the lockdown? Nobody. A lot of our girls are teachers. A lot of our girls are people who are involved. They are very educated people, but they cannot even, they are not even afforded the opportunity to paid jobs, to government jobs. So they depend on, some of them are learning tailoring. Nobody needed clothes during that period. Nobody needed any salon or to make their hair or anything. So this lady's source of livelihood was completely grounded. You know, it pains me when I wake up to calls of girls and women not having food to eat. Some of them have people who are dependent on them. Lois is here. I had to call her severally. We had to, in our groups, to raise funds to feed others. Yes, we had to do that. But just like one of the speakers today said, our resources were also overstretched. The network was, because there is a limit to what the network can do. So it affected a lot of us economically. Then talking about the sexual and gender-based violence. Just adding my voice to what my sisters have said. A lot of people, a lot of ladies, pathetically, were subjected to all sorts of exploitation. I share another experience. Thank God that the representative of the police is here, the NAPTIB is here. You know, I got a call this morning from a lady with disability who was abducted during the period of the lockdown, was exploited, got pregnant by the same, I don't know, I don't want to call names, very unfortunate, and needed help. And here they were calling a lawyer. But the lawyer at that time was limited because I couldn't move, and because of the distance. I had to call another lawyer that is in that area. Please, can you help this family? Because they were distressed. The lawyer said, you have to bring mobilization fees. I can't leave my house during this period and say I'm going to the police station. One, I'm exposing myself, I'm exposing my family. I don't even have anything. I've not earned anything during this period. What do I do? And these people were helpless. And here were the police saying that, I speak this because I have the facts. That's why I can call, I can say everything. You know, the police were saying, no, since this is this, because those other people came, you know, they were overpowering this one and said, he has impregnated her, there is nothing they can do, because the matter is now in police, we can just settle this. There is nothing you can do, we can just settle this, she can go and marry him. Who says that when the lady got pregnant for a man, she must marry him? Especially when she was forced, when she was coerced. This guy was not only sleeping with her, but was giving her out to sleep with other people to earn money for him. This was very painful and pathetic. Yes. It happened in this town, and the matter, I believe, is still before the police. There was nothing I could do. All thanks to forums like this that expose us to networks that we can be. I think it was even Lois that I asked for a number of one particular network. Not even the government, because you cannot, I will talk about that when it comes to recommendation. I had to call her to give me a number. I don't think I shared some of the experience with her. I had to call that network. The network had someone in that area whom they referred them to. Because of that arrangement, they had to even bring the lady to the police clinic in Garki. So the police, because of that network, they were able to collaborate with the police within town because they have contacts of people who could help in the police and who were magnanimous enough during that period to help. The case is still ongoing. I've not spoken with them this recently to know what happened. But those are the experiences of women and girls with disability. Our experiences are too, the challenges, you can keep counting and counting. Just like I said, just to avoid being emotional about it. So the challenges that we pass through are challenges because you get to hear, especially as a lawyer, people will come to speak with you. Together with your own experiences, it's something that I wish I would just forget. It's something that I wish I would just forget. But where are the hospitals? When you talk about the education, where can you go at that point? I met one on Saturday, a lady with disability, pregnant, expecting it next month. But where will she? She cannot go to the hospital. Even with this, she's scared of contacting. And she had not attended antenatal even once. Because you can count the period that she took in and the pandemic and everything. I was worried. On Saturday again, I was left with the option of calling women in our community to know how can we help this woman because she will soon be due. So these are some of the challenges. We need the hospitals for the postnatal and the whatever care. We need neonatal and all that. We need the hospital. We need the hospital. I attend Asokoro General Hospital for my physiotherapy. Asokoro General Hospital has been closed. Where can I go? I went to a particular hospital. They referred me to the National Hospital. Where can I go? I had to buy a walking stick. This walking stick cost over 5,000 naira. I had not worked with a walking stick since 2014, but I had to start using a prosthetic. I had to drop my better prosthetics, which cost millions of nairas. I can't walk with it again. I am still having pain all over my body. Sister Kalista is here. We were working during that period. I had to cry. I cried like I never did. And you are just talking about one experience which covers 1,000 and represents the experience of many girls who are in the rural area, like Mama has said, who during that period, somebody called you and said, my crutches is broken. I cannot walk. I had to call someone. We had to go to Nasarawa State, had to beg on the road, the checkpoints, just had to plead. We have a crutches to deliver to a person who can no longer walk and cannot access even a crutches to buy at this point. So our challenges are enormous, and I thank God that we have a lot of stakeholders here represent critical stakeholders, thank you sir, who are here represented, who can take our challenges, who can know, because the problem in Nigeria is when you speak, they say, oh, we are not aware of this. Thank God that the press is here to lend a voice, to give us a voice that we can be heard and we can understand. Thank God that NAPTIP is here. You know, we look forward to a lot of collaboration. The Ministry of Women Affairs, by the time we give our recommendations, we'll let you know how you can help us with this. We need the Ministry of Education. I am a person with disability, but I'm just beginning to know a lot about people living with albinism. So we have to give us ears that we can hear, you know, that we can speak with. We belong to this country. We are citizens of this country, and we must be accorded every right that every woman and girl deserves in this country. Thank you.